Hello everyone, welcome to Voxcel. So in this video we're gonna discuss Cambridge IELTS Academic Book 19th Test 4 Reading Passage 1. So we have already discussed Book 1, meaning to say Test 1, Test 2 and Test 3 of Book 19th. If you haven't watched those videos, you can go to our channel. In video section you will be able to find videos of those tests as well. So without further ado, let's focus on this one. Let's start this one. So if you have seen the previous videos, you know our drill. First we read the title of the passage. The title says the impact of climate change on butterflies in Britain. So what's the benefit of reading the title? It will help us to channel to activate the vocabulary, or it will help us to make a rough idea of what we are going to read in the passage. So from the title it is quite clear that, or it's most probable that we will read something about the climate change and the effect it has on butterflies, like is the number of butterfly increasing or decreasing due to climate change, or what is the difference between past and present because of the climate change in the behavior, breeding pattern, whatever the reason is, basically the impact on the butterflies. Okay, and after that what we'll do is we'll see the questions. This is passage 1, so we have to solve questions 1 to 13. So now we will not just read the passage just yet, we will go straight to the questions and see what kind of questions we are dealing with. So let's see questions 1 to 6. So in these we have to write true, false and not given. Okay, and 7 to 13. So this is the second and the last set, because we know there are 13 questions. So this is 7 to 13 and it is one word only. Let me change the color. And these are like notes blanks, and we have to write one word in each blank. So we should be very careful about the instruction words, because if you write more than one word, though your one word may be correct, your answer will still be marked as incorrect. So be very careful about that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to read the first question and then we will try to find the answer. Okay, first question. 40 years ago, there were fewer butterflies in Britain than at present. So these are our keywords. 40 years ago. So wherever there is written something about 40 years ago, we will write our answer there. Okay. So that will be our location. And they are saying that there were fewer butterflies in Britain than at present, meaning to say, when our answer will be true, when in the past the number of butterflies like was like less than it's now, like here they have written fewer. Maybe in the text they may have written, or they can write like in the past there were, for example, let's just say 50 butterflies, but now there are 100 butterflies. So what will be the answer then? Yes, the answer will be true, because in the past the number was 50, now it is 100. But when it will be false? When the number of butterflies in present, at present and in past, like the number is same, or the number is more in the past than at present. So these two conditions will demand false. So I'm going to repeat again. So it will help you to understand when we will find the location. So when the answer will be true, when the number of butterflies in the past is fewer than the butterflies in the present. Okay, at present. When the answer will be false, it can be one of those two conditions. Either the number is more or it is equal. Meaning to say, in both conditions it will contradict fewer word. So it will be false. Not given, when we don't know the number, either what was the number in the past or what is the number in the present, or there is no comparison, like the number is more in present or the number is fewer at present. So if you don't have any comparison like that, we will say not given. So what we're going to do is we're going to start reading the paragraph now. Let's read together. According to conservationists, population of around two-thirds of butterfly species have declined in Britain over the past 40 years. So here is our location. So this is basically our answer. So the population of around two-thirds of butterfly species have declined in Britain over the past 40 years. So can you tell me the answer, whether the answer is true, false or not given? Okay, for every question I will give you around 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and if you need more than that, you can pause the video and then when you are ready with your answer, you can continue. So for now, your time starts now. Okay, time's up, and I'm going to write the answer here, and the answer is false. I hope you all arrived at the correct answer. If not, don't worry, I will tell you why it is false. Here they are saying the number were there were fewer butterflies at then in the past than at present, but here they are saying the number has, or the two-thirds of butterfly species have declined. So if the number is decreasing, that means in the past it was more than in the present, but here they are saying fewer. So because of that contradiction, the answer will be false. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the second question. Caterpillars are eaten by a number of different predators. Okay, so first let me mark the important word. So caterpillars eaten by a number of different predators. So if caterpillars are eaten by, like, maybe instead of different predators they may have given names, so you should be very careful about that during paraphrasing in the passage. Do not try to find different predators word or various predators word. It may it may be given or it can be like that, but most probably they could also give you two or three names. So different just means, so plural just means more than one. You could have been given two, three, four names, like caterpillars are eaten by A, B, C, D animals. Okay, so if caterpillars are eaten by a different, like a lot of predators, like more than one predator, the answer will be true. But if it is eaten by only like certain species, only one species, the answer will be false. And if we don't know, like how many species or how many different predators eat it, or who eat it, so we will say the answer is not given. I hope it is clear. Let's continue now. If this trend continues, it might have unpredictable knock-on effect on other species in the ecosystem. So there is nothing about caterpillar right now. Butterfly eggs develop into caterpillars and these insects. Okay, here it is about caterpillars and these insects, which are the second stage in new butterflies life cycle, consume vast quantities of plant material and in turn act as prey for birds as well as bats and other small mammals. Okay, so this is your location basically, from here to here. Now you have 10 seconds to tell me what's the answer, what should be the answer of this, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. First let me write the answer here, then I will tell you what I will mark the location. Then the answer to this is true. I hope you arrived at the correct answer. Now let me tell you why it is true. First, So again, I will repeat the question. The question is saying caterpillars are eaten by a number of different predators. So here they are saying butterfly develop into caterpillars, which are the second stage, and they consume. So here the consumption is about caterpillars, like what caterpillars eat. They consume different plant materials, and in turn, now this is where our answer starts. And they in turn act as prey. Let me mark the location here. In turn act as prey for birds as well as bats and other small mammals. So if they are acting as a prey, so what does this prey word means? Yes, prey means the thing that is eaten by the predators. Like if there is like two animals, I am talking about lion and deer. So deer is prey and lion is predator. So they are acting as a prey, meaning to say food for birds as well as bats and other small mammals. So these are different kinds of predators. I hope it is clear why it is true. Moving on to the third one. Phenology is a term used to describe a creature's ability to alter the location of a life cycle event. So the question is saying this is a particular word or term. So this term is used to describe a creature's ability. Okay, what is the ability to alter the location? Just 1 second. What is happening? So what is the ability? Alter meaning to say change location of a life cycle event. So whatever the life cycle event is, it can change the location in the event. Okay, maybe from second stage to third stage, something like that. So if that is the creature's ability, if this particular term is measuring or describing this particular ability of the creature or any creature, a creature meaning to say one creature, then the answer will be true. But if phenology is describing something else, so it's describing a creature's ability to modify its body, change its color, meaning to say not location of life cycle event, but it is describing something else. So the answer will be false. Good. And when we know this term, but we don't know what it means or what is this term used to describe, okay, we will say the answer is not given. Let's read together about the find this particular word. Only by arming themselves with an understanding of why butterfly numbers are down can conservationists hope to alter or reverse the decline. So here they are saying how they can they can do to reverse the decline. They have to arm themselves, meaning to say equip themselves with understanding. They have to understand why the numbers are going down so fast. Butterflies prefer outdoor conditions to be just right, which means neither too hot nor too cold. Under the conditions of climate change, the temperature at any given time in summer is generally getting warmer, leaving butterflies with the challenge of how to deal with this. So they are saying what kind of temperature butterflies prefer, and now what is happening around the world, so that temperature is getting warmer, so it is making it difficult for butterflies to lay eggs or to survive whatever the condition is. One of the main ways in which species are ensuring conditions suit them is by changing the time of year at which they are active and reproduce. So what are they doing is, okay, one of the main ways, but is basically meaning to say one way is they are changing the time of the year in which they are active outdoor and reproduce. So they are changing their breeding cycle. For example, when let's just say let's assume they were breeding, the breeding season was from May to June, July, okay, from April to May, whatever the season is, okay. But now because of the earth is getting warmer, temperature is increasing day by day, they have shifted that particular time period from, let's just say, Feb to March, something like that. Scientists refer to the timing of such life cycle events as phenology. So scientists, this is our sorry about that, this is our keyword, phenology, and scientists are referring meaning to say describing, so they are referring the timing of such life cycles as this. So when an animal or plant starts to do something earlier in the year than it usually does, it is said to be advancing its phenology. Okay, so this is our location. Let me do this. Okay, I will not tell you the exact words right now. So you have 10 seconds to tell me where it is, the what the answer should be, true, false, or not given, and then I will tell you the exact answer about that. And your time starts now. Okay, time's up, and let me mark the answer first. Write the answer here, and the answer is false. I hope everybody arrived at the correct answer. But if not, again, I am saying don't worry. I will tell you why it is the correct answer, why the answer is false and not true or not given. We'll go to the question again. Phenology is a term which describes creature's ability to alter the location of a life cycle event. So here they are saying location of life cycle event, meaning to say if the life cycle is happening in A place, now the life cycle is happening in B place. So location of life cycle event. Okay, so this is the meaning of location of life cycle event. But here what they are saying is that they are not changing the location, but they are changing the time period of the life cycle event. I hope it is clear to you. So they are not changing from A to B, they are changing the time period from like morning to evening, something like that. Okay, let's just say if the breeding season was from May and June, in these 2 months, now they have shifted it earlier or later, but let's just say they have shifted it earlier because of the warm seasons. Now the breeding cycle is from like Feb, March, or March, April, whatever the season is. They're not changing the location, they are breeding at the same place, but what they are changing, they are changing the time. So that's why the answer is false. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the fourth one. Some species of butterfly have reduced lifespan due to spring temperature increases. So they are saying that some species, not all. Okay, so it's very important to understand some species of butterfly have a reduced lifespan. Why? Because of spring temperature increases, because the temperature during the spring season increased, has increased in the like over the past few years. So that because of that the lifespan has reduced. For example, maybe in the past butterflies lived for like just say 10 days or 2 months, whatever the lifespan is. Now because of the increased temperature in spring season, they are living like fewer days, for fewer days. So if that is the situation, the answer will be true. But if the lifespan is same, or lifespan increased instead of decreasing, the lifespan increased instead of reducing, enhanced, increased, the answer will be false. Or if the life cycle is same, the answer will be false. And when it will be not given, either when we don't know whether the lifespan has reduced or not, or increased, whatever, or we don't know whether the spring temperature has increased and because of that lifespan reduced. So either in these two cases we don't know, either one of these cases, we will say answer is not given. So let's see. So when an animal or plant, so they are just telling about the time period. Moving on to the next paragraph. These advances have been observed already in a wide range of butterflies. Indeed, most species are advancing their phenology to some extent. So they're saying that these have been absorbed in like a range of butterflies, and most species are advancing their phenology, meaning to say they are breeding earlier, like when there is like a bit of winter, you can say. In Britain, as the average spring temperature has increased by roughly 0.5 degrees Celsius over the past 20 years. So here is our locator word average temperature, sorry, increased. So spring temperature increases. So we have found the like location of this species have advanced by between 3 days and a week on average to keep in line with the cooler temperatures. So what they have done is the species have advanced their phenology, meaning to say their breeding season, and now they are breeding like 3 days or an on or a week earlier than they used to, so that they can do it in cooler temperatures. Is this a sign of butterflies are well is this a sign that butterflies are well equipped to cope with climate change and readily adjust to new temperatures, or are these populations under stress, being dragged along unwillingly by unnaturally fast changes? The answer is still unknown, but a new study is seeking to answer these questions. So this is our location basically. Now you have some time to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm gonna write the answer here. The answer is not given. I hope you got it right. You figured it out. But if not, don't worry. I'm gonna tell you why it's not given. Here, let's see. They are there in the question. They are saying that lifespan have, or the some species of butterflies have a reduced lifespan. The lifespan has reduced for some species because of temperature increases in spring. Here they have said the temperature in spring has increased, but there is no mention whether the lifespan. Okay, the three things can happen. There is no mention. It has the lifespan increased, has the lifespan decreased, or has the lifespan remained same. We have no answer on either these conditions. That's why we will write not given. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the fifth one. There is a clear reason for the adaptations that butterflies are making to climate change. So the question is saying there is a clear reason. So what does this mean, clear reason? Yes, meaning to say there is no doubt we have certain cause, certain reason why butterfly for like reason for what, for the adaptations that butterflies are making to climate change. Like we know why butterflies are making those adaptations. We have a clear reason. We have a definite answer for this. I think we have read something about that, but we will read again. We will continue from here. Is this a sign that butterflies are well equipped to cope with climate change and readily adjust to new temperatures? So, here's something about adjusting to new temperatures. Or are these populations under stress, being dragged down unwillingly by unnaturally fast changes? Or we are making them we are making them make changes forcefully? The answer is still unknown, but the new study is seeking to answer these questions. So from this to this, I will do this. From here to here, you can say our answer lies between these lines, these sentences, and you have around 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up, and let me write the answer here. Then I will mark the location and tell you why the answer is that. The answer is false. I hope you figured the correct answer. Now, just one second. Now, let me tell you, mark the location. So, here they're saying they are ready adjusting this. Okay, this is the question mark. So, question mark is we are trying to answer these questions, And or the second is, or are these populations under stress? And here is our correct answer, the location, sorry. The answer is still unknown. Basically they are saying whatever butterflies are doing, whatever methods they are choosing, we have no clear answer why they are doing this, so we don't know the reason for that. Still unknown means we don't know for sure, but the question is saying there is clear reason, so that's why answer is false. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the sixth question, last question of this set. I think, yes, last question of this set. The data used in the study was taken from the work of amateur butterfly watchers. So they are saying that they have used some data for this study. It was taken from the work of amateur butterfly watchers. So what does amateur means? Amateur means not professional. Okay, the person who does something for fun or like as a hobby, but not in a professional way. Amateur. So they are saying the data that was used in this particular study, it was taken from these kind of people. So when the answer will be true, when yes, data was taken from amateur butterfly watchers. When it will be false, when the data was taken from the work of professionals, not amateurs, professionals, like people who do this for living. Okay, and when it will be not given, when either we don't know what kind of we have using that data or not, or second, we don't know whose data was used, okay, for the study. So if we don't know about that, we will say the answer is not given. So here the paragraph ended. Now moving on to the next paragraph, let's read it together. Now let's see if the answer is here or not. First, the researchers pulled together data. Okay, here's something about data from millions of records that had been submitted by butterfly enthusiasts, people who spend their free time observing the activities of different species. Okay, so this should be our location. Okay, let me just read a bit further. This provided information on 130 species of butterfly in Great Britain every year for 20. Okay, this is our location. Let me write here, and you will have around 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and your 10 seconds start now. Okay, time's up, and I'm gonna write the answer now, and the answer is true. I hope you have everybody figured it the correct answer, because I already told you what this particular amateur word means, and they have just paraphrased. So they have said butterfly enthusiast, and they have written who are these people? People who spend their free time observing the activities of different species. Meaning to say they are spending their free time, it's like their hobby. They are not professionals. So the answer is true. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the seventh second set, 7 to 13. So here remember, let me change the color for this. Here remember, we have to write one word only. For in every blank we will write only one word. If you write two words, though your one word is correct out of those two, the answers will still be marked as incorrect. Second, you should be careful about the spellings. I have seen a lot of students, well, they find the correct answers, but when it's time to transfer the answer onto their answer sheet, they mess up their spelling. Sometimes they don't write the correct spelling. Sometimes they write s where there was no s, meaning to say make word plurals, or if the word was plural, they forgot or they omitted the s or es, whatever that is. So you should be very careful about that. Your word should be grammatically correct. And let's see how to solve the blanks now. So butterflies in the UK, the small blue. Okay, so we haven't read about anything this particular species, the small blue. So that just means luckily we don't have to go back up again. We will continue from here onwards. Lives in large. So we're talking about obviously butterflies in the UK. So this particular butterfly, it is called the small blue. Okay, and lives in large. So first tell me, what kind of word do you think could be written here? Yes, yes. So we could it's word like lives in large groups, large, whatever. Okay, large nests, something like that. So these kind of words should be written here. That will be grammatically correct. But let's see what is written in the paragraph, so we can find the correct answer. We will not do any guesswork, obviously. So we'll see where sorry about that, where this particular butterfly is given, the small blue. This provided the information on 130 species of butterflies in Great Britain every year for a 20-year period. They then estimated the abundance and distribution of each species across this time, along with how far north in the country they had moved. The data also crucially allowed researchers to estimate subtle changes in what time of the year each species was changing into an adult butterfly. So here, until here, we haven't read us anything about the small blue. So we will continue forward. Okay. Analyzing the trends in each variable, the researchers discovered that species with more flexible life cycles were more likely to be able to benefit from an earlier emergence driven by climate change. Some species are able to go from caterpillar to butterfly twice or more per year, so that an individual butterflies you see flying in the spring are the grandchildren or great grandchildren of the individuals seen a year previously. Again, there is nothing about the small blue. We'll move forward. Among these species, the researchers observed that those which have been advancing their phenology the most over the 20-year study period also had the most positive trends in abundance, distribution, and northwards extent. For these species, such as Britain's tiniest butterfly, the dainty small blue. Yeah, here it is. Small blue. The dainty, oh, sorry about that. The dainty small, mm, the dainty small blue. Let's see where it lives, whose colonies are up to 100 strong. Some develop into butterflies early in spring, allowing their summer generations to complete another reproductive cycle by autumn, so that more population growth occurs. Um, okay, so obviously our answer is here. So this is our location. I'm not telling the exact location right now, but it is the location, approximate location, and you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Be very careful about where large is written or something like that. All right. So I'm giving you just a hint for this, and your 10 seconds start now. Okay, time's up, and I'm gonna write the answer here. Let's see whether you figured out the correct answer or not. And the answer is colonies. I hope you have found the correct answer. Here it is. Let me just write the question number in front of it. Question 7. Now, can you, if you figured out the correct answer, congratulations. But can you tell me where large is written here? Because I am not saying whose large colony, something like that. Where it is written large? Yes, here. Up to 100 strong, meaning to say they are living in a like groups of 100. Like there can be 100 butterflies at once at a place. All right, so that's why large. They're like not one, two, three butterflies. Up to 100 butterflies can be found, and strong meaning to say it's a big group. Obviously, 100 is a big group. I hope it is clear. Okay, moving on to the next question. Eighth, first appears at the start of something. Okay, so at the start of what kind of word do you think should be here? And first appear meaning to, obviously first appears, you all understand first meaning to say in the like number, in the position. like first, second, third. So first appears at the start of, meaning to say it may appear twice. We have read because they can do 2 or 3 times. That's why they are in children or grandchildren. All right. So it first appears at the start of what? So it should be some type of time, at the start of winter, at the start of summer, at the start of ABC, but any kind of such word. Let's see. So we have read something about that. Some develop into butterflies early in spring, allowing their summer generation to complete another reproductive cycle. So another reproductive cycle, okay, by autumn, so that the more population growth occurs. So I'm not gonna like delve more into it. First you tell me the answer, the location is this, and you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. I hope I have made it abundantly clear by now, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm gonna write the answer here first. Let's see if you arrived at the correct answer. And the answer is spring. Let me mark here. Question 8. So why it is spring? Because they are saying first appears, so they are written early in spring. Okay, first thing is this, and second is another cycle is in autumn. So, but we are talking about the first, not the second one. So, another reproductive here it is another meaning to say second one. For example, if you are having a cup of coffee and you say I want another cup of coffee, that means that another will be your second cup of coffee. But first one is in spring, another is in autumn. So we have been asked about first, so we are writing spring. So if they have written here say second, so we would have written autumn. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next ninth question. The high brown fritillary. So we have to find this particular butterfly, about this particular butterfly. So let's see. Has one reproductive cycle. So we know about this butterfly is that it reproduces once, is considered to be more dash than other species. So we have to find what it is considered to be more dash than other species. So more special than other species, more famous than other species, some sort of this particular word. Okay, let's read about this. Other species, however, are less flexible and restricted to a single reproductive cycle per year. So they are saying that other species they are reproducing once a year, reproducing once a year. For these species, there was no evidence of any benefit to emerging earlier. So they are saying that there was no like particular benefit for such kind of species to emerge earlier. Indeed, worryingly, it was found that the species in this group that specializes in very specific habitats, often related to caterpillars' preferred diet, tended to be most harmed for advancing phenology. The beautiful high brown, here it is, here is our location. Let's see what it is considered to be more than other species, often described as Britain's most endangered butterfly, is in this group. It is found only in, okay, so this is something about their residence. We don't know about that. We don't want to know about that right now. And obviously our location is this particular sentence, and you have some time around 10 seconds to tell me the answer for this question, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm going to write the answer here, and let's see if you arrived at the correct answer or not. So the answer to this is endangered. I hope you arrived at the correct answer, but if not, just one second. Don't worry, I will tell you why this is the correct answer. And how it is the correct answer? So here it is considered as, for is considered as, they have written described as. So described as mean to say what they are telling something is they are thinking about something. Britain's most endangered here is okay. Full first, but let me mark the location first. Then I will tell you the answer. Why it is our answer? This is question number 9. So most endangered butterfly. So where it is written more than other species? Yes, this particular word most. Most is superlative, more is comparative, and most is superlative. If you're saying most something, meaning to say it is more than other things. Like he is the most intelligent student in the class, meaning to say like no matter the number of other students in the class, he is more intelligent than all the students in the class. So most intelligent just means more than all others. Clear? I hope it is clear. Let's read the next question, number 10. Its caterpillars occupy a limited range of something. Okay, now we are talking about caterpillars, and they occupy a limited range, meaning to say not like at a lot of places, only at certain places of something, meaning to say obviously it should be limited range of areas, limited range of nest, something like that, limited range of some place or some area, some sort of area should be here. But we have to read the information, so to understand what kind of exact word should be here, let's read together now. It is found only in, so occupy, okay, found only in coppicide woodland and limestone pavement habitats. It's also single generation butterfly. Okay, that's it. Our location is here, and you will have again around 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and your 10 seconds start now. Okay, time's up. Now let me write the answer here and see if you arrived at the correct answer, if you figured out the correct answer or not. And the answer is habitats. So here is our answer. Let me write the question number here, then I will tell you why this is our answer. So here they are saying caterpillars occupy limited range of, so yeah, here they are saying it is found only in. So if something is found only in, that just simply implies it is found only in these areas, not a lot of areas, meaning to say these certain areas they have these kind of caterpillars, these kind of butterflies, but not a lot of areas like have these kind of butterflies. So found only in just refers to a limited range of, like if you are saying these ingredients are found only in ABC, meaning to say they are not found in a lot of cuisines or lot of dishes, lots of foods items. These ingredients, whatever they are found only in certain things, like one or two, whatever the number of things are. So their number is small, not a large number. I hope it is clear. A limited range of, found only in. So this is how they have paraphrased it here. Moving on to the next one, the silver studded blue. Okay, so we have read about the small blue, the high brown fritillary. Now we have to find out silver studded blue. The question is saying is already able to produce. So is already able to reproduce twice a year in warm areas of. Again, of his refers to some sort of place. Warm areas, we have already been given warm areas. Let's see where these warm areas are. So already produce. Let's see. It's also single generation butterfly that has advanced in its phenology. This suggests that climate change, while undoubtedly not the sole cause, might have played a part in the downfall of this species. All is not lost, however. Many of Britain's single generation species show the capacity in continental Europe to add a second generation in years that are sufficiently warm. So they are adding second generation in years that are sufficiently warm. Okay. Therefore, as the climate continues to warm, again, is something about climate warm. Species like silver studded blue. Okay, here it is, silver studded blue might be able to switch to multiple generations in the UK. So they may be able to do this as well, and so begin to extract benefits from the additional warmth, potentially leading to population increases. Okay, so our location is in this paragraph. Okay, just a word of warning, be cautious while attempting this blank. They have given you some distractor words, they have given you some sort of, you can say, wrong answers, distractors. So many students will be distracted by those words, but you should be very careful, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm going to write the answer here now, and let's see whether you figured out the correct one or not. The answer is Europe. Let me mark here. Okay, now many of you might have written UK, but it is not the correct answer. This is like an obvious incorrect answer that is not that obvious. Okay, that is a subtle answer they have given you. Okay, so they're saying that it is already, but why it can't be the UK? First, we have to understand UK, why it cannot be UK, because here they have said might be able to switch to multiple generations. So might be able to, meaning to say it may happen, but when it will happen, if it happens, it will happen in the future, not it is happening right now. But the question is already able to reproduce. It can happen in future, but we are not sure it will happen or not happen. But if it happens, it will happen in the future, not at present. So you have to be very careful about that. All right. And why Europe? Because they are saying many of Britain's show the capacity. So many species show the capacity in continental Europe. I cannot write continental Europe because obviously we have to write one word only. All right. And second, if I only write continental, it will not make sense obviously. So we have to write the answer Europe. Okay, this is a second generation. They are showing the capacity to add a second generation, meaning to say they are already able to reproduce twice. I am again repeating it. UK cannot be the answer because it's in the future, might be able to, but the question is saying already. But if the question has said, if the question would have said, is capable of reproducing or may be capable of reproducing, then the answer could have been UK. Okay, but it is already, meaning to say, happening right now at present. So at present is in continental Europe. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the last butterfly, the white admiral is found in dash areas of England. Again, is found in something areas of England. So we have to find what kind of areas in England these butterflies are found. Let's see. More immediately, conservationists can arm themselves with all this knowledge to spot the warning signs of species that may be at risk. The white admiral. Okay. Sorry about that. What is happening to my mouse? Okay. The white admiral of southern England, a much sought after butterfly, experienced a significant increase in numbers from the 1920s, but has shown a considerable decline in the past 20 years. All right. So this is our location, and you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. I think it's quite straightforward. Don't overthink, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the answer, and I hope you are also yeah, you have also found this answer as well. Southern. Where it is? Here. So they have said southern areas of England. They have said southern England. Obviously, southern areas of England. I hope it is clear. It was quite straightforward. Nothing much to discuss. Moving on to the last question. Both climate change and the dash of the caterpillar are possible reasons for decline. Okay, so now we have to find the second reason. First is the climate change, first reason, and the something of the caterpillar. So it is something of the caterpillar are possible reasons for the decline. So these two reasons are maybe that these two things are maybe the reasons for their decline. Let's see what is the other reason. Okay, significant increase in numbers, decline. So here is something about decline, but nothing about climate change or other reason. Let's read ahead. This may be because the caterpillar exists solely on a diet of a plant called honeysuckle, but it is also likely to be due to climate change. Okay, there is about climate change. Okay, and this is obviously and our paragraph ends here. So this is our location, and you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer, around 10 seconds, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the answer here, and the answer is diet. Let me mark here first. Okay, so here they're saying this may be because the caterpillar exists solely when you say only, on a diet of a plant called honeysuckle. Okay, so this is the name of the plant, that this is the only plant that this particular caterpillar eats. So this is the its only diet. Okay, and climate change, we have written climate change, this is already given. So another thing is its poor diet, because it's too picky, for too fussy of an eater. So that's why the number is going down. I hope it is clear. So this is how you should solve your readings, and if you have any doubt you can re-watch this entire video again and again, or that part of the video which you in which you have some doubts or which is not clear to you. So doesn't matter if you have to watch it 2 or 3 times, but until or unless it is crystal clear to you how these questions are solved, why any answer is that particular answer, as I have already explained. And if there is still any doubt, you can ask us in the comment section. We will reply happily in the comment section as well. And if you're struggling, just a small note, like before we wrap up the video, if you're struggling in your writing and or speaking, if you're not getting band 7, at least band 7 or more in your writing and or speaking, and you don't know why, so we have made a detailed course on this. It is one of the most extensive, if not the most extensive courses on IELTS. So it covers all the 4 modules: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So if you're struggling in any writing and or speaking, or even in reading and listening, you can buy our video course, you can enroll in our video course, and it will help you. In that we have already thoroughly discussed what you will get. We have discussed what examiners are looking for band 7, for band 8, or even band 9. What you have to do, maybe you have proper grammar, maybe your vocabulary is sufficient, but still you are messing up somewhere. We have discussed in detail according to the parameters that are given by IELTS official you on the official website. There is no ifs and buts. We have talked, like we have discussed everything, like with certain degree of surety, with proof why what they have said, what they are looking for. We have helped countless students, numerous students, to achieve band 7 or more in their writing and or speaking. And if you want to be our next success story, contact us there. I will leave the link of my website in the description box. You can contact us there and buy our course, enroll in our course. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.